Hi everybody, welcome Bloomerinos. It's Kelea here with Keleas.com. I'm ready to show you the simple Saturday project that is going to be so much fun. Of course, what doesn't scream summer than a big giant beautiful strawberry. And we're going to make it our own. We're going to decorate with some gorgeous florals and some more ribbon. So if you need this supply list for this project, make sure you just let us know in the comments and like, follow, subscribe. Make sure to sign up to get notifications. You can also get on our text messaging list at textkelea.com, and you can all find all the supplies here too. But we'll usually have a list for you for projects, so let us know in the comments and I'll get you the link for that. What you're going to need for this project, besides the supplies we're using, you're also going to need some cable ties, basically, and scissors and wire cutters. And I'm going to show you, first of all, we're going to make a bow. And when you work on this type of wire frame, what you want to do is figure out where you're going to attach your florals. And sometimes we use floral foam, sometimes we just attach them with cable ties. But you have to think about the frame and where the weight's going to be on the project. So we're going to make this design kind of centered so the weight will be nice and centered. And that way it will hang straight on your door. These projects on Simple Saturdays are done, we should be able to do them in under 30 minutes pretty easily. So we're going to start off by tying our bow, and I've picked out two really super cute ribbons, a red gingham, and then this is a strawberry ribbon just to coordinate with our strawberry. So let me move this stuff aside and we will make we'll start off by making our bow first, okay? So I'm going to use an easy bow maker to make my bow, and it just functions as a holder. You can do it in your hands as well, but I like having the option of it holding it for me. Now, we talked about a second ago where we're going to put the bow, and I think we'll either put it here or here, depending how high we want it. So what I do first before I figure out my tail length is I say, okay, would I want my ribbons hanging further down on my door? If I do, I think about how long I want them. If I don't, then I can shorten that up from there. So I'm going to do about this long, which is it's about, I'll just go ahead and go with 20. It's a little bit longer, 20 inches to the center here, and I'm going to twist. So let me go ahead and trim this off. We do Bow Wednesday videos. You can join us any Wednesday at 7 on our Facebook page where we're live creating bows with you. So if you've never joined us, come on over. I'm going to make this about 6.5, but I show you how to make them every week. So you can learn 6.5 and twist. All right, and let's do a couple of loops. 6.5, come back to the center and twist. I'm going to spread these out nice and pretty. 6.5 here. This is a cute ribbon. I love the strawberries. Okay, and we'll just cut these tails at opposite angles to each other. And now let's come in with a check. Let's do the check. Coming on with the check. And that one's already cut at a good angle. And I'll make this probably, I usually decrease the tail length by 2 inches. It's up to you, but I'm going to go a little bit shorter. Bring that in. And I'm going to repeat the pattern we just saw of 2. So 6.5. I'll stay at the same distance, 6.5. Hold that while we go back to the center, 6.5. And twist, and 6.5 here, and twist, and I'm going to fluff these all out really nicely. So I haven't made a shorter loop yet. Everybody's out at 6.5, and I'll scrunch that. I don't need to twist it. So just like I'm showing you here is how I do our classes and our tutorials that we have in our design school course. It opens up twice a year, so if you ever want to learn how to do floral design and go a little deeper into all of our teaching, you can get on the wait list at keleasdesignschool.com, and then let us know in the comments too. If you don't remember something I'm saying or you need a link, let us know. We'll be happy to provide that for you and help you. I just love to spread this love around, y'all. I love floral design, and I just think you would just be shocked how much joy and pleasure you can get out of creating your own and learning how to make it. I'm going to do a smaller loop here. We're going to come in smaller. We were all the way out at 6.5, so we're going to come in at 5.5 now. 5.5 for this strawberry. cute is that? 5.5. And scrunch. And then it's up to you. I think I'm going to finish off with a pop of gingham. So I'll just repeat the same pattern with the gingham ribbon. And I'm just cutting these angles to match on each side. This is so cute. And just to pop, so 5 inches on this one because we want it to be a little bit shorter. Twist. 5 inches and scrunch. Looky, looky, I love it. How cute is that? So we've created our bow, and it's up to you the pattern you want to do. You could introduce other colors, all kind of fun stuff. I am going to now come in with an 8-inch cable tie and run it right beside the dowels, right underneath. I'm just separating my tails out. Put a finger on the top while you gently pull that up. You want to get some pressure. You don't want to pull this off the bow maker until you have a little pressure. And I'm holding it in my hand, and I just rotate that between my fingers. And now fluff this up. Now you can go with a lot more minimalist, I can barely say it, bow. You don't have to go this big and full if you don't want to. It's totally up to you and how you're feeling at the moment. This is so cute. So cute. Fluff that out. Okay, very good. Then I'm going to rotate that around and attach a cable tie behind right here and get that tight. Okay, and our next step is to pick out a ribbon for the center, and I know I'm going to use the red gingham right down the middle. Look how cute. So I'm going to cut about a 12-inch strip of that, and we'll just fold it to go down the middle. You can split it in half if you want to save a little piece, or you just fold it to go down the middle. I'm going to do that right now. How cute. Look how cute that is down the middle. Super. And then our bow is basically going to be done. I just put a couple knots in here, just like you would tying your shoes. Just a hand over hand knot and trim off those tails. Look at how cute it is. So there's our bow. Does that not scream summertime? That does, totally. Totally. So we're ready. So think about how that bow is going to look on there. It's going to look amazing. Look how cute. Look how cute already, and we're not even done yet. We're going to add more goodies first, okay? So we're going to build our cluster that's going to be going on here on our base. So I'm going to put our butterfly. It's a strawberry, Kelea. Lord, sometimes, guys. So I'm going to grab our florals, and we're going to build out our little swag. We're going to make a mini swag that's going to go directly on our strawberry. At least I'm not calling it a watermelon pumpkin. Design school people will know what I'm talking about. So the first thing you have to do is I'm starting off with this big strawberry pick, and I'm going to take, it's more of a spray, it's a little larger. I'm going to take and shake hands with it, get the little bloom spread out with the greenery, because you want to make it work for you and just really get it spread out real pretty. Okay, so that's step one. We're going to shake hands with that one. Now I've got a smaller, similar spray. And I like these because they have the strawberries, but then they have greenery also. So we can kind of skip having to have greenery because we have both. Now I'm starting to lay out my mini swag. I want you to bring your bow over that you've already made, and you want to see how much space you should leave open in the middle, because there's no point in covering it up. All right, so I could leave just a little bit more room than that. So I'm just laying it out to see what kind of space I have. Okay, fantastic. So that's enough open for the middle. Now I'm going to build up the rest of my little mini swag right on top of this. And I like to use these. These are really neat. These are like little allium blooms. They're super duper cute, and they just add this neat dimension. So give them a little bit of a bend up. They need to be bending up, adding nice little dimension. They're a little heavy, so keep them kind of towards the center of the cluster because they're going to want to come down, and we don't need them going crazy. All right, I'm not trimming their stem at this point. I'm leaving it, okay? We'll trim it in a minute, but not yet. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put some alliums down at the bottom. And I'll give them a little motion. These are so stinking cute. And we'll just bring these in kind of underneath these. Sandwich them together here. And I want to make sure that the little strawberries are coming up between, and their little blooms are coming up too. We want to make them all reach up and out. In design school, I teach you just don't want to have things flat. We want lots of dimension, texture, movement. It's really important. Flatness is not going to work in my teachings. That we have to have depth. All right, let's do a couple little trims. I want them to overlap a little bit, but they don't have to overlap a ton. So I'm going to trim some of the longer stems behind real quick. And these are just some mini bolt cutters I like to use. I'm just going to hold this in my hand and flip it around, and we'll do a little trimming. All right, so I took off all the excess pieces. And there's just 3 of them. It's no big deal. And finally, I want to add my twig to the top layer here. So it's up to you how much twig you want and how you want it going. But I think I want some twig going up and some going down. So I'm going to separate this into 2 pieces. So find you a nice transition point on your piece and trim it like that. And this piece can go up into, just layer it in between, gently layer, and that gives us a nice pop of red. Okay, and I can still tie it in the middle here with a cable tie in a minute. And then I'll use the grasses down and the little red twigs down. I'll trim this also. Doesn't need to be quite as long. I'm going to pop that right behind. Okay, so I'm going to pull some of these twigs forward. Just bring them around because that gives that pop of red. And I love it. And then that grass can just go behind. Okay, and we can tweak it a little more once we get it on our piece, but it's time to get this little cluster created. So grab some of your cable ties. These can be the 8-inch ones. They don't need to be really long because these are just for putting this cluster together. We're not attaching anything yet. Okay, so we're gonna have 2 of these. Get them on there nice and good. Okay, and then I'll trim off their little tails. So everything should be secured together. Trim it, and let's get that strawberry back out. Strawberry, butterfly, watermelon, pumpkin. That's an inside joke, y'all, from design school. Okay, here is our strawberry. I'm going to go right up the center. Now I can either go high or I can go low. I think like a little bit lower. So I'm going to go right here. The reason I'm doing that is I need to have it at a transition point where the 2 wires cross. So if you peek in the back, you can see they cross right here. That way they can take the weight right down the center. And this frame does have a hanger. You can also add a hanger if you needed to back here. Just add it off the wire frame. All right. I'm going to go slightly slanted or cockeyed just a little bit. And I like that. We're not covering up too much of the piece. We're keeping it pretty good there. Now, another little tool you might want to use is an awl. And let me grab mine. Well, of course, here it is. I'm always like, is it here? Is it here? So an awl is kind of like an ice pick type device. And we can just use that to gently wiggle through the burlap. So I just make a little bit bigger hole. Now be careful of your table. You don't need to punch a hole in your table. But just take and wiggle this and it will make a couple little, like a little bigger hole right there. And what I'm going to do is run this through one side and then back up the other, just like you're sewing. Like go in and come back out. We possibly could have done it without making the hole with the awl, but it just makes your life a little bit easier. Okay, I'm ready to fasten this piece on. Fantastic. Now that's going to hold nice and tight right there. You don't have to really worry about it. Trim that off. Okay. Now, I'm also going to attach another piece up here. I'm going to find a wire, and I feel a wire right here in the frame. So I can have like a backup little area to hold it a little bit tighter. So I'll just grab up here. Make sure you're going around a wire because it does you no good to just go through the fabric. The fabric's not going to be strong enough to hold it. I just punched my little holes. Grab a couple of the floral stems if you can. I got the main one here. And come back up. And you can always camo these cable ties with some moss, a little bit of glue, if you can see the mechanics, if they're going to show. I'm big on that in design school. I preach it all the time. I don't want to see your mechanics. I don't want to know how it was made. It needs to look like it grew that way, okay? So I would cover those up or take one of these little leaves and glue it on there. Now I want to position my flowers just a little bit differently. I want to bring them more to the middle. Get this between the strawberries. We still want the strawberries coming up, but I want to separate them. Very nice. Very nice. It's on there nice and secure. The alliums are kind of a little bit heavy, so I want to make sure that they're not going to throw off the weight too much. That's why we've got the weight kind of running down the middle. And you might want to hang it before you do that second cable tie, just making sure that it's not going to be crooked with weight distribution. Okay, it's bow time. And you can attach the bow just to the cluster. You don't have to go back through the frame. So I'm just going to run right behind. This is the same bow we made at the beginning of the video. And we'll get this on there nice and tight. And I want it sideways, okay? So it's going to go on there sideways. It should cover up all the mechanics of everything that we already had. And I'll come in and trim it off. Okay, yay! Now let's take these tails and run them down. Start off with the big tails. I'll take one on each side. There they go. Nice. How stinking cute is this? I love making these fun, simple Saturday projects with y'all. Because literally, no matter what level you're at in creating or crafting or floral design learning, or if you're in design school, these are just quick little wins, and they are just so fun to put together. And I always did really well. If you sell your items, I always did great with fun things like this, because sometimes people want something different than the regular wreath. They're ready for a change. And I mean, they want a giant strawberry with strawberries on top of it. Because who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? All right. And then the only thing you want to do is check. I can see a little of my mechanics here, so I would come back with a little moss. I didn't put my glue pot on, but I would cover up my cable ties, because I do not want to see those. Y'all, this turned out adorable. What do you think? What do you think? Could you make something sweet like this? And just make sure you don't weight it too heavy to one side or the other. But I think it turned out super, super cute, guys. Super cute. I love these pops. They're picking up the white from here. It's precious. Y'all make sure you follow us, like and subscribe to our page here. Follow us on Facebook. And please, please, please get on our text list at textkelea.com. I own that list. So no matter what happens, I can communicate with you and let you know where to find our new videos, where we're making new content for you, because we love to share this whole floral design process with you, so you can maybe catch the vibe and come hang out with us. If not, and you just want to watch, we're cool with that too. Thanks for being here. If you're one of our fans and you're watching, we'd like to call you a Blue Merino, and please come back for more. You have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Make sure you go have fun with flowers. Bye.